Ipswich Town got promoted to the Premier League, but now they are in it, they're struggling to get results. The business they've done looks very good for the future, but at the moment Kieran McKenna can't get any luck in the Premier League, as he's going to make this Ipswich side tick quickly by signing some big players and going for glory. As today we take Ipswich away from their struggles towards footballing success by winning the Champions League. As yes, people, this is going to be a hard challenge, rebuilding this team which doesn't look fit for the Premier League. The highest rated player is only on loan and doesn't have potential, so it's a bad double whammy. But we've got some objectives which hopefully help for success. As starting with the easy one, we have to sign from these two clubs. Manchester United, as the manager used to play for them, and also Leeds United, because there's a fair few Leeds United players here, or Leeds United as the first rating objective of FC 25. We must have a 90 rated before we win the UCL, as of course that's the hard objective. And then we have this locked one, which will be revealed quite soon. A different kind of objective, as we do have our money. 32 million, not much for the Premier League. As also our scout. Right, this really isn't working here with Ipswich. Not a 5-star, but a 2-star experienced one. I can't really lie, I don't know how much we lean on youth this year, with the team being bad as it is, as of course we're sending him to England. And we've got to focus on tactics, because they're going to try and keep us up. We can't sign many good players, as I might go with wing play, you know. And instead of using my favourite, the 4-3-3 attack, I'm still going 4-3-3, but I'm going to pull it to the defensive shape. With Morsey being the holding one, Phillips being the centre half, and Hutchinson, well, he's definitely going to have to change position, as are a few of these players, because I do want to use Jack Clark. He's going to have to be a left winger to fit into our shape. And also this man, Sammy Smodics, he's going to have to be a striker, as in the league last year, he was the top scorer in the Championship. He's going to be a striker alongside Chaplin training as one. As this man, Liam Delap, I don't think we use him, you know. And hold it before you panic about me selling him. He's only on the loan list. I'm actually not going to get him out permanently, as this is the first 11 I think I'm going to start this season with. And the only place I think I want to sign is that centre mid slot. And we do of course have to sign a player potentially from United, but I'm actually going to start by looking at Leeds in the Championship. And this, well, might actually not be a good idea, as their only centre mid is a 29-year-old Rothwell. So switching to the other United, and I think this man could be good. Mason Mount, he's a little underused at United, but it's cost a little extra, and his contracts definitely cost a lot, but welcome Mason Mount. Hopefully a big step towards survival. And it actually is really funny, because I've just put him into that team right there, and he is our best player at the club, hands down. And his wage also reflects it. He's on double what the other highest paid was. As £11 million, I think I'm just going to put towards youth. We might as well try and grow it, because we might be here a while with the Trackerboys, as Aitor Velasco is the best currently in the academy. And the first thing I've gone and done is put him straight on the loan list, and he's got to move to Luton. Very good for him. The team we did replace, as then also Liam Delap, loaned to Nottingham Forest, and now a 75 rated. When he comes back to the club, he may be our best striker, but also maybe not, because I haven't checked this team just yet, and it really looks good, but I am still slightly concerned. Morsey 73, can we survive in the league with him in the team? And also our left back, why is Connor Townsend there? Well, it's because Leif Davis has somehow gone to Tottenham. I just gave him a contract. Why does he have a release clause in it? EA, come on, why is a release clause in every contract when you sign them up very quickly, as we do survive? 2-point survival above Crystal Palace and Everton. Southampton go down. Might steal some players from there. A relatively good season, but of course I don't expect anything in the cups, as we lost to Blackburn in the 3rd round of the FA, and a loss to Sunderland in the 2nd of the Carabao. We lost in both first rounds, but somehow survived. That is a good feeling, as I want to see our money. Right, 22 million. Please let us have extra on top of that, because we've already lost a left back, and we also lose a CDM in Calvin Phillips, who was unfortunately only a loan. Oh my days, and it doesn't get any easier, does it? Look at the CDMs we have. We haven't got one over 75. Rated, that is, because I bet they play like 75-year-olds. As 52 million, so our Leaf Davies money rolls over. But we have this locked objective opening up, and because we survived, we must change the formation and must change 3 key players. We've seen in recent years there's definitely second season syndrome with the likes of Huddersfield Town and also Sheffield United. They didn't freshen things up, and then they ended up going down, as instead of picking a good formation, I think we just fit this team. As with Delap arriving back here, we've got Velasco, who's a right winger. I think we've got to pick a formation with wingers and extra strikers. As what about this? Now, it's a very unconventional one, but the 4-2-4 with Chaplin and Liam Delap. Them two up front together could be a deadly partnership, and then Morsey has to be replaced. And also we have Twanzebe. Actually, I'm going to swap them. So Johnson now at left back. We've got a defense sorted, but still, is it strong enough? I'm actually unsure, and I want to raise as much funds as possible. So goodbye Sammy Smodics, who I hope to sell to Girona. Get him out the club, as I'm also thinking whilst I sell him, he's only a bench player, and we have to change 3 first-team ones. Of course, Delap is a change because last year he wasn't in the starting 11. So we'll probably change Morsey, and then do we go to right back? I think we should do that, as I'm looking for Leeds United. And now they're in the Premier League, so now they actually rival us, which is daunting, but still, they don't have any good centre mids, as the best player in their lineup is this man, Sirkati. Does he fit our plans? No, but I'm so desperate to sign him that I've actually changed the shape again to go 5 at the back with him in it. He's going at right centre back, as now just a centre mid needed, Morsey to be replaced, and we are cooking with the academy. Looking for defenders to fit into our first team, and Ewan Atkins, not really the greatest. Might still find a loan deal though, that's not what we're focusing on. We do need a centre mid, and we've got 45 million to spend. So what I'm actually going to do is not just get a midfielder in, but Petar Sucic. He looks like the man to go for, as here he is into the club for only 16 million. And he's followed by the right back, Ivan Fresneda. That's actually unreal, and this is one of the most unbalanced squads we've had, because when you look at the defense, you think that's maybe bottom half worthy. Then our attack sticks out, with Clark getting 17 goals, Hutchinson 12, and Mount with 11. You can see why they had the increases, but the league is a decrease, really? Or actually it stays the same, because it's another 36-point season. Norwich bottom of the league, I think you Trackerboys will enjoy that. But you won't enjoy another 4th round FA Cup exit, as Spurs know how to beat us. They beat us in the 2nd round of the Carabao this time. When will we actually reach, a further round of a cup, please? Because that's how far we're aiming for, and we're also aiming for this competition, the UEFA Champions League, as our squad is kind of getting there. Or it's getting there on paper, as I'm just thinking, is our shape really working? Or do we just go back to type and go for a 4-2-3-1? Whatever you want to call it, as the build-up style. I want to maybe go counter, maybe a bit more high, with an aggressive pressing line, but then his midfield's all over the place again. Then again, Sucic can actually train to be a defensive midfielder. We can sell some of his centre-backs, because honestly, we've got so many here, and that can add to our budget to then get a better keeper. as I released our backup Walton, and I don't really trust Muric. As 57 million, right, the budget is actually going up. So unfortunately, I think it's time I do cut the academy to focus more on the players and change their positions around. As I'm under no illusion, this season we do need a CDM. And when I've checked Leeds United, they've always had good holding midfielders. As this new guy catches my eye, Jordis Chotard. Only 79 rated, but has potential. Oh, but the first bid is rejected straight away. They don't really want to sell him, so maybe we check Man United. Don't fancy Casemiro, and Agate is going to be expensive. And he probably starts for them, so no. No luck with midfielders. But goalies, on the other hand, Leeds United have Andrew, who I've signed a lot before, and he's always quite decent. So going to take the chance on him, big belief in the Brazilian shot stopper. Although when we compare rating, Muric is still higher. So what I'm going to do, you can see I am signing another player in Marcus Bettinelli, who isn't a good goalie at all, but he's good enough as a backup, and he's cost absolutely nothing. So then we sell Muric, and then we buy a holding midfielder. Playing the long game here, as we've sold him for 18 million, or 16 million, sorry, but still that's good money for a player that won't play, as that is a good budget for just one player and one player only. No sharing the money out, we're getting a solid cam. Oh no, we're not, sorry, we're going for a CDM this time, as Nicholas Seevald. He should cost a few pennies. As yes, 30 million for this upcoming star. I actually thought I would spend more, but we had to factor in contracts, because despite not having a good season and despite it being fringe players, keeping the squad here is gonna be better in the long run. And besides, we'll need all these when we do get into the Champions League for squad depth, as I do want to see our team at the moment. Very good, very nice. You can see we do have a 90 rated Mason Mount. I can't believe it. Never would have thought it. And yes, for those who spotted it, Alessandro Circati, he was on the bench to start off with. Now he's in the starting 11. And see, while doing well, of course, he's just arrived, same as Andrew. And Chaplin, well, he is 85 overall and does score 27, but he's 30. And then Jack Clark, we're never getting rid of him. 88 rated, 28 goals. Much more than Hutchinson, as that's a gradual improvement. But 8th in the Premier League, we were so close to European football. I believe if we finished a place above, we may have got it, but still, winning the FA Cup, I believe, puts us into the Europa. Beat Man United in the finale, beat Liverpool 4-3, and Spurs 3-2. So we finally got revenge on Tottenham. For was it last year that kept beating us, as we don't win the Carabao though? Still not a cup team as Everton on penalties. Well, I can't say we're not a cup team when we've just gone and bloody won the FA Cup. As Villarreal this season, interesting, Europa League winners, which we want to be. But of course, before we move on to next year, how do we improve this starting 11 without just going mental? Maybe Johnson at left back, kind of out of position still at the moment, but then I don't know what it is. I keep looking at Chaplin. He is on his way up, but we could actually skip his rating, get a better player in, because we're expected to win the Europa League. And that's funny because we actually weren't placed in the competition as 64 million, right? That's enough for a left back. The only thing stopping us now though, as of course Leeds in the Championship, is the quality of players, because you can see they don't have a good left back. And that is the only thing we need, as Manchester United, well, they've got Tyrell Malacia and David Rao, and I don't want any of those. Are we really going to have to use Johnson? I mean, I will check their right backs, because maybe we could shuffle them across. As United's only got Bar, and they're not going to sell their only player. And Leeds United have got Bogle, who is not good enough. So I think what we actually do is just take off the position and look in Leeds for one of their best players, as they do have a centre-back. Dylan Price, and he does have some decent potential, so I'm going to try do that. And this might be a risky move. Oh, and they don't even accept it, so they don't want Jacob Greaves. Strict transfers ruining us, but we do have a wonder kid who now is into the club, and we can get rid of a centre-back. As yes, he is left-footed and they're actually rare players to find, but Jacob Greaves is transfer listed and also Ben Johnson, who actually aren't getting many bids, but oh, I didn't see this. A bid for Connor Chaplin. Now we are going to become a sell-on club, as he's out of the door, and that's really good money for a 30-year-old. As Greaves goes out to Chelsea and Ben Johnson to Arsenal. Some good London moves, as now £133 million. We've got our Man United/Leeds player already, and we only really need a left back. Then again, we probably need a striker, as I wanted Delap to work, but now he's 24 years old. So we'll need another striker, but first, I'm going left back. And if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you definitely know who this man is. Game's only been out over a month, but I honestly love this left back. Bradley Locko, my third time actually signing him. He has reached a bit of potential, plus only 35 million, leaving 93 for a Europa League winning striker. And I think I've found my man, the guy who has just moved to Saudi Arabia and won't cost all the budget, Marcus Leonardo. Yes, he is the same rating as Chaplin, but he should be significantly cheaper, and we are saving 32 million for next year's budget. And contracts, as the Brazilian comes and joins the Trackerboys, hopefully making them Europa League winners. Can't believe this man is actually playing in Saudi Arabia already at his young age, as he does have tonsillitis, which counts as an injury, but he is our top scorer with 31 at the club, and then Clark with 27. He counts as a 90 rated. Mount is definitely a 90 rated, as look at this team go. There's almost one in Hutchinson, as him and Clark are our only actual starting players. It's a little sad to see the turnaround, but still, I'm liking this team. And the turnaround doesn't finish there, because I'm releasing a lot of bench players / youth players, so it will change further. And final thing before we move on, I'm sure we lost someone to a release clause, but no, I'm actually checking. We should be fine. As in the Premier League, we're more than bloody fine, as Ipswich 4 or 5 seasons in win the Premier League. Actually unreal, from the FA Cup to the Premier League, as then we're in the Community Shield, which we will be in again next year, losing to Arsenal 2-1, but I don't care. And the Emirates FA Cup, I also don't care about this one. Out in the quarterfinals to Liverpool 3-1. And then the Carabao Cup, which I also don't care about, winning this one. So I believe in a few seasons we've won almost everything here in England with the Trackerboys. But I don't know what it is. I just really wanted to win a European competition early in this save, as that's us through in the Europa League, which we usually aren't in, and there's a win in the round of 16. Oh, but then again, we go and lose to Napoli. Oh, but come on, we've got to just look at our team again. Absolutely phenomenal, and that could win the Champions League. The only thing probably stopping it is unfortunately Delap and the bench that does surround him, which definitely needs some work. Yes, one thing I've learned is the bench is important, as 132 million, that's enough to fill it and more. Replace Taylor as a CDM, get a backup goalkeeper, and maybe another backup striker, because Delap could be one of two here. Another 80 rated striker, because Al Hamadi isn't going to cut it. I've actually seen him play live against Grimsby, and he's rapid. Very fast player as our Leeds. Yes, they are still in the Championship. Same old Leeds bottling it. And that's a joke. That is a joke, Leeds fans. I do love you, really. And I love stealing your players, because Ilya Gruev is the next through the door, and he's surely going to be 80 rated soon, as this man already is, and it's Ilian Meslier. From dropping clangers against Sunderland to warming the bench at Ipswich, at least he'll play in the cups, I guess, if we actually risk him. Because we've been winning cups without him as £97 million. And who do we spend that on? It probably isn't a winger. Think we sorted there. I think we sorted in all attacking positions. Leonardo, Hutchinson, Clark, Mount, one of the world's best, and he's 92 overall. Who would have thought that after he's made the move to Man United? Definitely not me, as I know I've just bought Gruev, but I think I do put Susic on the bench and try and replace him. Do we need to? No. Have we got the money to? Yes. And I want to weaken a rival in the Champions League in Dortmund by signing Ruben Neves, and this may look a weird signing, but I'm thinking of the UCL final if he is still fit enough to play in it, or even doesn't retire because he could get injured, could retire, but I really wanted him for his set pieces and crossing ability. Because ultimately with our shape, yes, he does fit a holding midfielder, but our wingers, as you can see, won't be out wide, they're inside forwards, so they will be in the middle, and maybe he could drop out wide, as another player that could drop out wide is Davis returning. But then on second thoughts, Tottenham, they are in the Super Cup finale, meaning they won the Europa League, and of course, we didn't. So it might be a step down, even though we're in the Champions League and did just win the Premier League. I'm gonna go for Cameron Archer, sticking with an Englishman and kind of helping our country out because Kane must be retired by now, and this man could step into the England squad. As there he is on the bench, and actually it takes the lap off it, because we do need our two wingers in Ogbene and Broadhead. Or do we? Because, you know, we've actually got a little more money left, and if we are going into the Champions League, we need all the quality we can get. So last minute in the window, a clutch up, swapping Ogbene and 15 million for Gonzalez. Squeezed him onto the bench just to add a little bit of depth, because I thought Fiorentina were a good team going into this. Just checked the Conference League and just checking the Europa League. They are not in anything, and last year they won this league phase. And it goes without saying they are not in the Champions League as well, as we finish 7th, and we might as well check our journey straight into the round of 16 against Paris, and a 5-4 win on penalties is a close one, as we do have 90 rated, and hey, sorry Leif Davis, you're out in the quarterfinals to your old team smashed, and then 5-4 against Bayern Munich in the semi-finals will lead to a final against AC Milan, or Milano in this game. I bloody hate that name swap, as I hate the swap down the league. 6th in the table. Did put all our focus into the Champions League. There's a lot of looking at cups and leagues, as we do win the Community Shield. We lost in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Oh dear. I won't say who it was against, as the Carabao we lose to Bournemouth. Yeah, that FA Cup wasn't ideal, and there's no surprise we're doing well. We've got 90 rated all over the shop in SeaWorld, Lorente now, and then the bench is a lot stronger. We've got Susic 88. Does he actually go in? He does for Neves. But like I said, I'm going to keep this guy in from the start, as I know he can take set pieces, but I don't think he started in the league. Susic with 52 games, but goal scorers we really care about. And Mason Mount, my days, he almost got 20. Genuinely unreal, as I've got to check Andrew's injury, and it's a 7-day injury. How far off is the Champions League? Right, it is the 14th, and I actually didn't play the final game, and it is on the 26th. So we should have him back, as that is the team we've built for the Trackerboys. And yes, we're in the home kit at the Olympus Stadion, as I believe if we do win this, it will be our quickest save so far in FC 25, but we did kind of start in the Premier League already with some good potential players, as Mount shoots from range. Shouldn't it have been a free kick though? I believe there was a tackle in there, and we do have Neves on the field as a slip towards Jack Clark. Not getting lucky with the bounce though, as oh, that is a good ball through, and what a tackle by Price, you know, as this is a chance to counter-attack. Oh, that's a free kick. Not a shooting free kick, of course. Only a yellow, as now Amari Hutchinson. Oh, there was a beautiful chance for a cross, as we'll try and cross for the bicycle kick. Very, very close, and of course, doing what he's told with the drill. He was in the box for the inside forward run, as that's a bad cross. Expect more from Loco, as hang about. Wait, what? We've got a red card for something? What the heck have we got a red card for? Was I just not speaking at the tackle, as I believe I found it right here, and that's never a red card. It's just a late challenge. Red card sensitivity, definitely a thing in this game, as I thought they should be down to 10, and we're down to 10 men. Still, I ain't going to make a change. And look at Junior. He's just dived in there. We don't get anything for that, even though it was very reckless play. As now we're without a winger, so Siewald running into the space, and that's a ball into Jack Clark. He's got away, and he's took the shot. Deflection of Bremer. I believe we still have the better team here, and that is a power header. Fresneda from the corner. The right back powers it in. It is a delivery from Mason Mount, and look at that for a leap. No stopping that one. Goal out of nothing. One of our best players gets a suspension, and we just continue to attack. Although that wasn't a good turn. That's a good block, though. Fresneda is up for this. If he could just play the ball over the top. He doesn't, but he wins the header. Jack Clark tripping over his own feet and looking for Mount. Still doesn't find the pass through to the best player. As long as we keep doing what we're doing, though, and that's a terrible pass from Fresneda, being our best player, and now there's a gap at the back to be seized. Sarkati tried to stop it, and oh my days, that's a very good ball. Andrew first to catch it. 10 minutes to go, and we aren't actually slowing down, as Jack Clark had to win that header and does, as now Loco repay the faith I show in you with a good, dazzling run. No defenders actually near him. You need to get that pass right, though. Still, 1 minute left. With the countdown now on, João Cancelo tries to go forward. Referee, surely he blows. The whistle has stopped the game. KG finale, which was left 10 v 10, and a right back's header from a corner off the crossbar is enough to seal it. Fantastic victory, and it's going to be Mason Mount, our best player to lift the trophy. Yes, it could have been Jack Clark or Hutchinson until he got suspended, real life players, but I like it's Money Mace because he was here from the start, basically. One of our first signings is if you do have signing suggestions or a team suggestion, drop them in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe, as if you still want to see more content, click the videos on screen, and they will take you to more videos.